battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show.
Thank God someone's paying attention. BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. Another episode of Mud Mule TV coming your way. Once we get past the little black screen issue, thank you, Beth Vixen in Twitch chat. Appreciate you muchly. Sometimes the video loops and I have all the time in the world. Other times it doesn't, and I don't know why. So, yeah. But we are here, Volusia Speedway Parkway, Barberville, USA. Thanks for the like. Also, Mike and Josh. Appreciate you. George McDonald coming out and checking this one out. As you can see on the screen, yeah, all fixed now, thank goodness. We have a couple of minutes left in practice before we throw over to the qualifying. This is the dirt street stocks at Volusia Speedway Park, Barberville, USA. Bit of a short track, 42.42 miles, just under half a mile here. I don't know what I was going to go with that. Oh, there's Chad. Chad's on the track. Quick, let's get to Chad's car. He had a surprise for me. Let's get to the race. Let's get to it's going to be Chase. Let's have a look here. Wait, where did he get that photo from? That's me. That's me all over that car there. There I am on the bonnet. There's a sort of an AI-inspired version of me on the side. How do we look at the roof? How do we get the roof up? Okay, chopper. Haha, that's me in my fez. No way. Don't think I'm going to get any closer in to see it. That is brilliant, Chad. That is friggin' wicked. It's got BobbethTV all over it. I love it. I love it. Oh, we don't have race sound coming through. There we go. Let's get that happening as well. There's Tom Land, Motorwear International. Looks like we've got about 10, 9, 10, 9 drivers registered for today's race. There was a massive update. For a full update, I think it was like 34 gigabytes for iRacing. A lot of changes have taken place. So I managed to just download the stuff we needed to get the broadcast ready today. So just the Volusia track, dirt street stocks, as well as the core updates. So let's see. I know I'm getting a massive amount of more frames, and things are looking a lot crisper. So I feel like the graphic side of things have really optimized those. Thomas Dennis, thank you for the like, brother. Appreciate you as well. Dawson Potter, Tom Land, Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel. They're the first few drivers out there on the track. We've got Mad Dog there. That's Mike Davis in the 99 machine. Another driver that has my beautiful face on his roof. So that's two cars now that have my face on their roof. I love that. How am I today? I'm awesome, Thomas. How are you, brother? It is the last racing day of the week for me, and then I've got next week off. I believe Father's Day is coming up, the end of this week, so no racing next week. And then we're back to sort of see out the final few weeks of this grassroots racing series competition. We've got a couple of new leagues starting. KMKZ Productions have a late model comp. I've started broadcasting some Australian night V8 supercar races, Wednesdays and Sunday nights that will be on. Kelly McKellen in the YouTube chat. Hey, Bob. Hey, Kelly. Thomas is well. That's good to hear, brother. Good to hear. Brian Angel currently has a quick time 18.766. Eighteen 789, pretty close. Second place, Dawson Potter. He has been in the shout lately this last few weeks. Wayne Bridges 18803, 18805. We were talking about this yesterday. There was about 2/10 difference between first and second yesterday in qualifying, and we said that was usually unheard of. There's about less than 2/10 difference between first and eighth at the moment, but 18.766. I was going to say to 18.705, but no, it's 18.805. Sorry, but no, that 18.8696 is now turned into a pole position for Chad Puttable. Definitely getting it faster because he has my face on his car. All right, I think that might be the end of qualifying. Chad was not sure if he was going to make it here today, just purely because his wheel was giving him grief, his steering wheel. So thankfully he is here. Josh Roberts hasn't taken the track yet. Still got a couple of minutes to go before he can worry about not getting some times on the board. All right, Josh Roberts out on the track. The last qualifier. Let's get down and watch him run at these times. 18.908 is the minimum time he needs to achieve. 18.696 is the one to beat. Alex Brother in the... I said brother as in I said it correctly. Alex Brother in the chat. That's not the right time to correct your... mentally correct the way you say words, Bong. It's Alistair Brother. Hey, Alex. How you going, man? Let's go racing, boys. Cock the hammer, Kelly McKellen. Not out on the track, Kelly. What's going on there, brother? What's time? Let's have a look. Josh Roberts has got to jump in with an 18.932 and an 18.50. So 18.850 is sorry, I think I forgot a number when I was talking then. 18.932 was his last time. 18.850 his best time. That is going to slap him right in the middle of that 5th and 7th spot between the Mikes and the Mike Sandwich, Mike Davis and Mike Manise. Mark in the chat. Everyone's coming on over. Wow, look out. Oh, that's right. You swapped your work nights, Kelly. So your Tuesday nights are off, but I think Sundays or Mondays are back. Alex, good. How are you? I'm great, man. This is the other side of what I do with my spare time. Got a couple of Australian leagues. One Australian league. Well, it's an Australian league that they started a little while back, about a month or two ago, and they've just finished up. But they'll be back at the end of the month. They'll be Wednesday and Sunday nights Australian. These guys are the Knuckleheadz iRacing League, and they race Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning Australian. They're an American league, so these are all American. I believe they're all American drivers. I don't think there's any Canadian or international drivers. Softball practice. I knew it was something. It's your fellow Fed agent who hasn't become a Fed yet. Yeah, I didn't choose. I didn't choose AFP. I wanted to. I've still got things. So if for those playing along at home, for the audience at home that don't know what we're talking about, that's a joke for Griff and Shrubs if they were around. Basically, I volunteer a lot of my time when not doing this sort of thing. Oh, let's get to the grid first. There's my beautiful face again. I love that. That's such a great car. Chad Putterbolt, Dawson Potter on the front row. Mike Davis and Mike Manise second row. Third row is going to be Tom Land. Yeah, so when I'm not doing this, I'm off volunteering, giving my time with, I don't know if anyone's heard of 5M Roleplay Service, Grand Theft Auto sort of roleplay world. Yeah, it is. It's so fun trying to explain it. And so I do admin work. I do a lot of staffing and stuff over there. I'm heavily involved in that city. It's my home for the last 4 years. So it's a good place. And a lot of these people have come over from there to check this out. So this might even be just as the racing, maybe just as weird for some of you guys. But I recently got promoted to senior admin, and with that comes some fun perks of joining the Federal Police Department. But I'm like a police academy trainer. I like to train the people, make sure they're the right people coming in. And I wanted to keep doing that. So, yeah, not a Fed agent. I haven't taken the full promotion. Has shocked a few people, but I will stream that again. I have streamed that a little bit. There is some of that on my Twitch. But I get confused with push to talk, so I just don't do it because it's confusing. I love Chad. Your car is amazing. Oh, thanks for the follow, Felza. Appreciate it, brother. I hope I said that right. Felza. Felza. Yeah, Felza. Thanks for the follow, brother. Bob loves the paperwork from experience back in the... Yeah, he does. He's I'm an admin freak from old school days, and yeah, it's just a way I get to keep doing what I enjoy and having fun while doing it. Off we race here. Chad Putterbolt off into the race and lead. Dawson Potter back there in second. A little bit of contact there as Chad gets a little bit wider from that, but not too turned around. It's going to get spun. Mike Manise, Mike Davis, Tom Land, third, fourth, and fifth. Let's get a little wider here as we start our first round of the Volusia Speedway Park race here for the Dirt Street Stocks Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. I can't, like, just seeing my face on, like, for those that don't realize, that 20 car is covered with either the animations are AI interpretations of what I look like, the other ones are actual photos of me, one on the bonnet, one on the roof, from a partying days, actually. Both of those, yeah, actually, I think that one there on the bonnet is actually a photo of me and my girlfriend, with my girlfriend cropped out. That's awkward. Dawson is due for a win. Yeah, he picked up a second yesterday in the second race, but was running third in the first race, but computer froze. So wasn't able to get the job done there, but he's always in it when it matters. Inside line just about decided here. This one is going to set up the inside line. The next heat, outside line. Oh, my coffee and breakfast is here, sponsored by McDonald's. All right, as we get to the white flag lap. One more to go. It's still Chad Putterbolt, Dawson Potter, Mike Manise, Mike Davis, and Tom Land. You will not see too much racing in the first heat. That track is going to be pretty tacky and hard to manage. So it's basically just follow the leader, check it out, try and sort of find out where it feels like it's going to go by the feature race. Sausage and egg McMuffin time. Hopefully we get a couple of cautions so I can eat those. All right, there we go. Chad Putterbolt gets that checkered flag. Gets my face beautifully on victory lane. Look, it just... results for that heat. Let's get the official results up on our screen there. We know that in 5th place, Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis. Tom Land in 4th. Team Southern Sim Racing's Mike Manise in 3rd. Dawson Potter, KHR's very own Dawson Potter. What's happened to Tom Land's flag there? That's weird. In 2nd, Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Putterbolt finishing in 1st. The grid for the outside line. Now it's going to be Brian Angel and Wayne Bridges. Josh Roberts and Richard Jackson will be on that 2nd and final row. If we could just get ourselves down to the, there we go. All right, so inside line has been determined. This will decide who will the winner of this one. We'll start on the outside of that front row, and everyone that comes 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, so on, will line up one behind the other. So Wayne Bridges, Brian Angel really have the best options to join Chad on the front row here tonight. All right, as I finish chewing my breakfast, look for the pace truck to leave the track in a moment's notice. There it is. It's going to take a hard left in a second. These boys are going to get heat 2 underway. 6 laps. Dirt Street Stocks, Volusia Speedway Park. Let's go. Side by side, the outside line seems to have got the better start there. Brian Angel in the race lead. Josh Roberts moving up into 2nd as Wayne Bridges is on that high line, moving into 3rd. Relative wise, he might move into 2nd as they come out of the exit. There he goes. Richard Jackson back there in 4th. Just better take that Wrangler machine to the front. Look, that's definitely something he's going to want to do. For those of you new to the Knuckleheadz iRacing leagues, Josh Roberts, the yellow and blue 42, has only just returned back to the league, has had a bit of a year off to deal with life and stuff like that, but he is back. His father is the namesake sponsor of our normal dirt street stock competition, the Roberts Electrical Dirt Street Stocks, and that is a competition Josh is dearly wanting to take out at some point. All right, just 1 and a bit laps to go down that backstretch for the 5th time. Brian Angel well in the lead on Josh Roberts there with Wayne Bridges and Richard Jackson in 3rd and 4th. It can be, yeah. Some of my friends have come along and sort of checked it out. We do the Australian stuff that's on break at the moment, the Australian night stuff. That is road courses, V8 Supercar road courses. So that can be a little bit more exciting because you've got left and right hand turns. But the dirt track stuff is quite new to some people and can be pretty interesting. And once we get these 9 cars on the track for a 30-lap feature and that sort of stuff happens, it's going to get very, very fun. All right, results for Heat 2 are as follows. Nerdherd Jackson. Nerdherd Racing's Richard Jackson in 4th place. Wayne Britt, my naming is... start again. Heat 2 results are as follows. Nerdherd Racing's Richard Jackson in 4th. Wayne Bridges 3rd. Josh Roberts from J&J Motorsports in 2nd. But Yoda Outlaws Brian Angel will win that heat. Before we get out and get a look at this 30 to 35 lap feature, the boys are going to get out for a 5-minute warm-up. That's just their chance to test out what the track's doing, where they're going with it, and how it feels for them out there before we get out to that big race. Good time to stretch your legs, guys, because we're going to be sitting down for another, say, 20 minutes watching this race. Grab a drink, get comfy, and yeah, we've got about 3-4 minutes till we do that. All right, Chad Puttable, not surprisingly, quickest in warm-up so far. Dawson Potter, second quickest. Tom Land, Mike Davis, and Josh Roberts in that top 5. Brian Angel, Mike Benitez, Richard Jackson, Wayne Bridges round out the rest of the field. Do you know what the changes to the UI that were done are? No. Let's have a quick look. iRacing Season 3, 2025. Update, patch, notes, UI. Let's have a look. Blah, 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 blah. Multiple body types. Doesn't seem to mention the UI here. Yeah, I don't see anything in the patch notes. Yeah, I don't see anything about the UI side of things. Definitely VR and rain and whatnot. Oh, okay. So it looks like they've updated some of the black box information. I can't remember how to get that up on my screen. F4, F1. Some of the F keys I thought, but I'd have to be in test drive and stuff to do that. Yeah, I believe it's the UI, the black box. Yeah, the dash and stuff like that. Looks like it's a little bit more rounded and colourful. The driver, like your outputs, your inputs, your steering, your braking and whatnot. Yeah, it looks like it's just been slightly like refined, tidied up, nice fonts. Still nothing about AI dirt and stuff though, which is very disappointing, considering they have console games and shit. All right, let's get to the grid for this one. This is our feature race for the Grassroots Racing Series Dirt Street Stocks here at Volusia Speedway Park. All thanks to the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Let's have a look at the points. I believe Mike Menez is still our points leader, so we'll just confirm that. And if that's the case, then he will be going to the rear of field. I believe he is. Yeah, he's already back there. So, oh, there he is there on the screen. All right, Chad Putterbowl, Brian Angel, that'll be the front row. Door spotter Josh Roberts on that second row. Mike Menez is going to move to the rear, so that's going to be Tom Land and Wayne Bridges on that third row. Fourth row is going to be Mike Davis and Richard Jackson. And then, of course, Mike Menez on the rear of field. KC McLean in the chat. Let's go, Dawson. Dawson is due a big one any day now, so yes. Oh, all right. Better not let old Chad win. Look, Andy, there's a few guys up the front here that are more than capable of getting this job done. Brian Angel, Chad Putterbowl, Josh Roberts, Dawson Bottom, Tom Land, and even Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Richard Jackson, Mike Menez. They're all capable of winning this race. It's just a matter of who gets what. Look at that, 3 wide for second back there behind Chad Putterbowl. That is the Dawson Potter, Josh Roberts, and Brian Angel. Looks like Tom Land's going to join that fray as well. Oh, it's a 50-lapper here today at Volusia Speedway Park, not a 35-lapper. So a number of laps will be raced here today. Just before we settle into the deep stuff of this race as we get the boys sort of running and going. Thank you, Brad Hunt, for the like. Appreciate you. I'm just going to have a couple of bites on my breakfast and I'll be back in a moment. By lap 18. KC says by lap 18 it should go bottom dominant. So let's keep an eye out. Let's see who's going to try and make that work a bit earlier. And let's see who risks it for the biscuit. Thanks for the share. Also, Brad, I hope you like what you're seeing, brother. Who are you here to see? If you're here to see someone particular, let me know. And if they're not on the screen all the time, I'll get them on there. Likewise for anyone else. If there's a particular car you want to check out, just let me know. And we'll get them up on the screen and we'll give them their time to shine. There's Tom Land there in 4th place. He's got Josh Roberts, Dawson Potter, Chad Putterbowl behind in front of him. Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Mike Menez, Richard Jackson, Wayne Bridges all the way back there behind him. But if you will have to hug the wall, just not too big of a hug. That infield wall. Not a lot of protection between you and it. Sometimes you'll see a little burn, a little dirt gutter that might sort of prevent you from going up into it, but not here, not at Volusia. fifth of the way into this race. Chad Putterboss still our race leader. Dawson Potter in second. Josh Roberts third. Tom Lander, Mike Davis fourth and fifth. Brian Angel, Mike Menez, Richard Jackson, Wayne Bridges fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. Tom Land getting up into the wall a little bit there. That's not going to affect him too much as he's able to come down, but so is Dawson Potter. There's going to be some contact there. First caution of the night. Relatively soft hit there, but contact nonetheless. Here comes Dawson through the turns. There's Josh Roberts, and we'll see Tom Land come up underneath him there and just unavoidably get some contact. That is the problem with some of the different lines you can race. They will cross over other people's lines, and it can cause issues. All right, we just had a Bad Brad Racing over at Facebook. Thanks for the like, brother. That would obviously be you as well, Brad Hunt, I imagine. Harper32 follow on Twitch. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for coming out and checking this one out. My name is Bob. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We are live on BobbethTV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I was going to go kick today, but I forgot about it because of the iRacing updates. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's grassroots racing series, a collection of wonderful American drivers who, this is the 8th week of battling out in an 11-week competition. 5 races a week, 3 nights, all exclusively live on BobbethTV. This is what we're racing for. Volusia Speedway Park at Victory Lane. The car that puts themselves on that one here today will pick up the 10 points. And in this single championship series, that is extremely important. All right, again, those cars lined up at double wide. It's going to be Chad Putterball and Josh Roberts on the front row. Mike Davis and Brian Angel on that second row. Third row, Richard Jackson and Mike Menez. Wayne Bridges and Dawson Potter on that fourth row. Tom Land will be back there on that inside row, fifth line. No son Matthew Land here today. Just Tom representing the Motorwear International brand. All right, off we go again. Chad Putterball, Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Mike Menez, Richard Jackson, Dawson Potter, Wayne Bridges, Tom Land. Lap 15 of 50. Still a lot of racing here to come. Just the one caution so far. A little bit of contact between Dawson Potter and Tom Land has sent them both to the rear of field. Bobber's face currently has positions 1 and 3. A little bit further look around deep into the track, so if you can't watch some of this back half of the racing. The front half obviously very exciting as they try and battle for position, but often it's the guys like this that are almost 3 wide trying to race their way back into this race. The 92 gets into contact with the 7 of Brian Angel. That's going to send Brian Angel up the track a bit. Tom Land's going to move his way up into 8th as Brian falls back to 9th. Wayne and Dawson still in 6th and 7th there. They're all trying to make their way back up into the top 5. As I say, any one of these 9 guys more than capable, given the right opportunity, to get the job done. It looks like there's a little bit of close contact racing there with Brian Angel and Tom Land. Looked like he was coming up a little bit close on Dawson Potter, trying to fit himself in that gap. He just does. That's going to slow Tom Land's momentum down, as Tom Land would have had to have lifted off that accelerator a little bit to avoid contact. Donald, thanks for the like, brother. Appreciate you. Over on the Facebook side of things. Boys all coming out to check out the final day of racing for week 8 of 11 for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Grassroots Racing Series. We're off next week. No racing at all next week, guys. Bob gets the week off. And we'll be back to do the 3-week run to the championship. We'll crown ourselves our first ever inaugural grassroots racing champion. Chad not really able to run away with it too much here. Those beautiful faces on his car just giving him that little bit of extra speed he needs to keep that car in the lead. But Josh Roberts right there, as is Mad Dog Mike Davis. Mike Mediz is behind him there as well in 4th. 5th, Richard Jackson in 5th. Oh, I was talking away there and I was on mute. All right, we've just passed the halfway mark now. It was 25 laps in, 25 to go. It's now 27 laps, 24 to go in this race. Chad Putterball still got that race lead on Josh Roberts, Mike Davis, Mike Mediz, and Richard Jackson, the top 5. Dawson Potter, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Tom Land, the 6 to 9 to round out our 9-car field. No, I know who I haven't seen in the chat in quite some time. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having the happiest life you deserve. But Vicky Schuler, mother of Chad Putterball, Chad here, getting it done. Hopefully Vicky is watching in the background somewhere. But I haven't seen her in the chat in quite some time. So if you are around, Vic, hope you're well. Miss hearing from you. Alright, sorry, just I've lost my mouse. Oh, there it is. Doesn't want to work on my middle screen. There we go. Alright, lap 34 at 50. Jack Putterball still our race leader. Josh Roberts still in 2nd. Mike Mediz, Mike Davis 3rd and 4th. Dawson Potter's fallen back to 5th. Oh, almost pulled my headset off my head. Richard Jackson in 6th. Brian Angel 7th. Tom Land at Wayne Bridges. driving me crazy. Nobody's trying the bottom up front. No, they're not. They're also in that mid sort of high range, aren't they? Let's try and get up the front a little bit, back up to Josh and Chad, see what's going on up there. As it looks like Josh is making a move on Chad. All right, 11 laps remain, 40th in, 11 to go. Chad put a ball. Josh Roberts still battling it out up the front. Mike Menez and Mike Davis back there behind them. Dawson Bottom, Richard Jackson, Brian Angel, Tom Land and Wayne Bridges. The rest of that field. Mike Davis, Dawson, Potter battling it out there. Side by side racing for basically 4th and 5th spot. Dawson currently has 5th, Mike Davis 4th, but they're going to trade those spots. As it looks like Dawson is the only one using that bottom line right now, and he has just moved from 5th to 4th, so let's see if he's got enough laps to do some more stuff with that. As he seems to be chipping away at a couple of those race leads. Tom Lamb was in the pits there, managed to roll himself out and get back into this race. Caution has come out. Looks like Tom Land got himself back out on the track, but for whatever reason has come to a crash. Let's have a look and see what might have happened there. Just come through the slick. Looks like it's going to, yeah, it's just going to carry itself all the way around, turn himself around. There's our second caution for the night. Nothing too serious in the way of cautions, which has been good. Does Dawson have enough race left in him to get that car into the top 3, where he has been confidently finishing lately? Alright, this should likely be the last restart. It's going to be 5 laps to go when we get this one going. Just the famed 5 to go, so no room for errors on any side. Capitalize, get those extra positions as much as you can, and hold on for the end. This one is going to be exciting. Oh, I've run out of coffee. Dawson needed that caution running the bottom. Also saves tyres if you run it right. Excellent. Well, let's have a look and see how he goes as we get the final 5 laps potentially running here. Josh Roberts has got himself into the race lead over Chad Puttable for the first time. Mike Menezes is back there in third behind Chad in second. Dawson Potter fourth. Mike Davis fifth. Richard Jackson, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, the 8 cars on the field. Tom Land has retired. Dawson's got himself into third, though. He is charging. He should have gone maybe a little bit earlier. KC, what do you reckon? But it definitely looks like it is... I think he is going to run out of laps, Dawson. But this is... What a comeback this is. Oh, here we go. We're going to have a white flag lap run with about at least 1 and 2 side by side. But Dawson Potter, he wants to get himself in this mix. I think Chad came down, A, to try and get a battle on Josh, but 2, to stop that run from Dawson, who's going to come up on the inside of Chad. There's going to be some door-to-door contact. There has to be. No, they keep it wide as we come around on the white flag lap down that backstretch for the last time. Here we go. Josh Roberts. Can he sneak home? Is this a look at what we're expecting in the future? Josh Roberts, Dawson Potter, Chad Puttable. What a run. What a run by Dawson Potter there. Thank God for safety rails as well. All right, let's get over. I reckon our results will be available pretty quickly. Only a small field. There we go. All right, Tom Land has finished in 9th in today's race. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson in 8th. Wayne Bridges in 7th. Brian Angel from Yoda Outlaws in 6th. Mo Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 5th. Mike Menezes from Team Southern Sim Racing in 4th. Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Puttable and prettiest car of the night by far in 3rd. Dawson Potter from KHR in 2nd. At J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts gets the win here tonight. For those of you who are new to this series and to what I do here, stick around because we're going to have a chat with Josh and just sort of see how that race went for him. Once I get over to the Discord, stop coughing. All right, we are in the winner's booth. First question we have to ask, we have to get it out of the way straight away. On that last restart, 5 to go, how much did you pay Chad to stay off the throttle?
Well, I mean, I was hoping it was one of those mutual respect things because I really tried to race him as clean as possible. So I really was just hoping and praying he didn't full throttle me. But now I've raced with Chad in the past, and I mean, heck of a racer. So at one of the, I think the beginning of the start, we were side by side or something like that, and I was like, it's been a long time since we've done this. So I had a feeling he would race me as clean as possible, which we did touch. I don't know if it was me. I'm actually trying to go back in the replay or not, but I was on the inside and we touched. And if it was me, I was going to fess up and apologize. But we definitely tapped, and I don't really know what happened to him because we didn't have mirrors in this race, so it's kind of true racing tonight.
It was a great race. It really was. Just the 2 cautions and very unavoidable sort of situations where lines just conflicting. It's one of those things where it doesn't look like there's a problem. You can see a guy up high, a guy down low, and one wants to get up high and one wants to get down low, but they just meet in the middle. And then I think the other one was just a slight overturn in the slick. But our track expert in the chat, KC McLean, was sort of predicting around lap 18, 19 that inside line would come in. It looked like a lot of you guys just really didn't even bother going down there, especially yourself and Chad. You went down there late in the race, but before we sort of go over that part fully, was that because you saw Dawson coming? Because Dawson, in those last 8 laps, before the caution, that last caution, and just after that last caution, he really made some good ground on that inside line and got himself up into 3rd from 5th. Was he a clue to that happening? What was sort of the view out there on the field?
Well, I mean, with no mirrors, it's kind of hard to see what's
Oh
happening
yeah, of
behind
course.
you.
Yes, yeah, of course.
So I mean, all we've got is relative. So we heard through everybody else, saying Dawson's making moves, and we had that caution, late caution, and I think he was in third. I know, I love Volusia, but I've never been at this track and it have so many different lanes throughout the whole race. Because I was expecting the high line to come in, and that's kind of where I go with it.
Hmm.
And on the last restart, I went high to see if I had any grip, and that's when Chad went back under me, and I was like, "Nope." And I knew when I felt that in my back tire, I was like, "Okay, the bottom line is hug up against the wall and just keep it under control." And apparently that's what Dawson was running too. So it's one of those ordeals where if you are the only car to do it, that's one thing. But if you have multiple cars, obviously you can't really push them out of the way to get the position. So I hate that for Dawson, but man, what I needed this win in a dirt street stock. It's been too long.
Definitely, and I've got to ask. Look, I know it's it's definitely something near and dear to your heart. We've mentioned it. Obviously, the namesake, your father is the main sponsor of the dirt street stocks, the Robert Sledge Dirt Street Stocks, as it's affectionately known, and it is a title that you have chased that you do want to take home and have that trophy on your shelf. Do you think this race today was a good indicator of where you sort of hopefully sit, where you sort of line up amongst a lot of these guys in the future?
I sure hope so. Since being back, this is obviously the first dirt street stock race I've been in, and I got the win. So hopefully, I got the monkey off my back from all the previous seasons because I've been a second like every season. So hopefully, I can make a good run. But man, these guys are awesome to race. You got Chad, obviously Kent, Dawson's. I mean, if we can fix his computer so it don't glitch him out, he's gonna rack up a bunch of wins. I hate it. I mean, we were giving him heck for it last night, but man, I hate that because he'll have a heck of a run and then boom, couple laps left to go, and then his computer dies. But no, this I was hoping to have a little bit more field of guys tonight, but
I was
I'll
expecting a
take
couple
this.
more for, especially as I say,
Yeah.
Dirt Street Stock generally does drag the ones out. Like we spoke about it yesterday, where even though we've just finished week 8 of an 11-week competition, and we're still getting 12 to 15, 17 drivers in a lot of these races where the combinations aren't common combinations. So yeah, I was expecting a few of the guys to come out of the woodworks here tonight, but likewise, it was one of those races where literally it didn't matter which name I mentioned on that screen. In this race, they're all capable of getting that job done given the right sort of opportunities and things like that. So, like we say, whether it's 9 cars or whether it's 19 cars, the competition and the way that you guys drive, you might as well be an extra 2 or 3 cars each on the track type of thing because you don't make mistakes too much. There's no forced errors. It is really just sort of hoping that the line sort of, like we said the other day, better lucky than good.
Oh yeah. This is pretty much this whole week for me. But not because at first, in qualifying, I set myself back in qualifying because dirt street stocks is one of those ordeals where you kind of have to, qualify good, especially if you have a deep field, and all the laps are so close. I was like, man, this is gonna be a tough race. And then I was able to make a move or two in heat race, and then set me up for the feature, which I'm confident in my racing ability in these cars. It's just like I said, the high groove never came in like I was expecting it to. So thankfully, I've ran this track long enough to know if the high line ain't there, go all the way to the wall. So it just worked out, and I really thought I lost the chance whenever I went high and Chad went back under me. Thankfully, I think he slid up a little too high and allowed me to pretty much get back under. And I think that's kind of when we hit. Like I said, I'll go back and review it, and if I do push him out of the way, then I'll own up and take the penalty for it
Oh, and
because
actually, no,
it was one of those.
I think I do remember that incident. It was like it was barely a door touch from what I can remember, but like it was one of those things where if it hadn't been corrected, it had that sort of, I guess, potential to accordion down but no, you all got up to speed, back up to speed, and if it's the spot I'm thinking of that restart, yeah, I think it's got to be a big and like a lot of stuff, we talk about this all the time. It's funny because in a lot of leagues, you'll be sort of like, man, I just wish that sometimes that guy would go, my bad, I didn't mean to drive up your ass type of thing. Whereas here, the arguments come from who wants to take credit for the mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. And we both apologize because it happened so quick, and
Mm.
no mirrors, you don't know what actually happened. You're just focused on the line in front of you. So, and I don't ever want to be that guy to push somebody out for a position,
Yeah.
especially the lead. And hopefully everybody in this league understands that because I will not push you out of the way. But no, it just worked out in my favor, I guess. But yeah, hopefully it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yep, yep. No, it's. We've talked about that before. There's other leagues that look, and not to advertise anything while we're talking Knuckleheads, but there might be one coming back up again on Mobile TV soon, where, there's leagues out there where they'll turn their grandmother for a victory. Um, Here, we would teach Nathan how to throttle control the proper appropriate. Like it's a completely different feeling here. Where like Dawson would be the Nan in that situation. Where 2 seasons ago we would talk about him in the top five as an underdog. To now, it's going to be weird not seeing him in a top three. Basically, after the last couple of weeks of racing,
Oh
so
yeah.
so the competition getting very hard for a lot of you guys, especially people that have, you know, for due to circumstances, taking the year off, such as yourself, and then coming back. The landscape is very similar to quality when you left, but some of those names are a little bit different to the ones you remember from the past. So it's going to be good for you. You're obviously only going to get better because whatever skills they've picked up to get them there, that's going to challenge you. That's going to make you have to sort of just level up that little bit further. But no, looking forward to the return of the Robert Electrical Dirt Street Stocks in that competition. I'd have to imagine, given that we're 3 weeks, what we've got week 9, week 10, and then week 11, which is the championship round, but we've got a week off next week. Um, that I would imagine probably everyone will want to have their good racing boots on by what, August? By the end of July, sort of August for the start of those competitions, I imagine. So not long to wait before you all get to see what we're talking about. Because if you think these races are great with the mixed cars and the mixed tracks, just wait till you see the Robert Electrical Dirt Street Stock competition with 17 capable drivers all battling for one position. It's going to be insane. And look, I don't play favorite. I do play favorites. I do hope that you are able to at least be in the conversation for the championship. I don't want to throw away my favorite vote just yet on who I think is going to win it because I'll save that for whoever's doing good in points halfway through. But no, I do hope seriously that you are in the mix because I know it's a series that's near and dear to your heart. I know that having you on the track, um, given what life throws at people, is we're quite lucky to have you back. So no, I do honestly wish you all the best, man. And I know Kent's coming after you in both competition and teammate wise. So look out there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this group of guys, they will race you hard and race you clean. So once I get a full season in on me, hopefully we've had a good week so far. I've got 2 wins and I think a second and a third
Yep,
or something like
yep.
that. So I'll take all the podium finishes. Just trying to. Honestly, I'm not as consistent as before I left. I definitely feel that in my laps because before I could pretty much put the car wherever I wanted to. Now I'm
Yeah.
kind of having to. I'm sure the updates playing a role, tire wear and all that. So I'm going to try to put some more practice in and hopefully be consistent and see what I can do because I know you got those guys who are front runners, and I want to kind of get back to that point where I am a front runner again. And hopefully, when I get beside somebody, I'm putting fear in their eyes, but like, especially on the outside.
You definitely are. I'm not sure if you're able to get a look from your car um, to the outside, but Chad, he was my favorite tonight. He apparently scoured my Facebook and found some very fun photos of me, pictures of me to have placed on his car. So he was my favorite to win
I
tonight.
did see that, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. And the Heat one, I think it was him and who else? Mike had your face plaster, so that was the
yes,
Bob
yeah,
Beth,
it was.
the
It
Bob Beth
was.
Heat.
And then we were 1 and 3 for a period there at the start in the start of the feature race. He was first, you were second. Mike Maniz in, so not Mike Maniz, sorry, Mike Davis in third place. So yeah, so it was sort of it was quite cool. Really loving the support and the just the general love and camaraderie that we do have here. It's a great thing. So no, it's awesome. All right, my man. Look, congratulations once again. Week off. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers in the league and all their fathers and fathers and fathers. We ours is not until September. So yeah, hope you guys all have a great time. You're you're spoilt by your family and enjoy the week off. We'll see you all back in a week's time. Well, 2
Oh
weeks'
yeah, yeah,
time.
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's
oh,
happy. Oh yeah.
I forgot the part that I suppose usually lead into with those dumb things. Friends, family, sponsors. Who do you need to give a shout out? I was just about to say goodbye then. Who do you want to give a shout out to, man?
Oh, always the wife. She's always going to be the first one for everything that she does for me throughout the week. And you with your broadcast, the guys, a heck of a race with Chad. Hopefully, Dawson can get back up there and we can all compete again. We can't do this league without the guys that run with us. So, heck of a run with Chad. Sorry I stole it at the end, but got to do what I got to do. And I actually got a little special guest with me. You want to say hello?
Hello.
Yeah, that's my daughter Riley.
That's
She was in here watching me get the win. She actually has a win under her belt back in R3 days. Uh,
Excellent. We did.
she snuck off one night while as we were gridding, and we had to do a 40-lap feature in street stocks, and me and her got the win together.
Way to go.
So
It is all
she's
Riley for sure.
oh yeah, but nah, it's always fun with these group of guys, and I'm glad to hopefully be back for the long run and
Mm.
see what we could do. Hopefully, string up some more wins.
Well, just on that, just quickly, let's not dox you or anything crazy, but how interested in racing? I'll ask it this way: how interested in racing is she? I remember when we first started the whole mud mule thing. Myself and one of the boys, he's got a couple of kids that were interested in racing. They raced real life go-karts. So we had sort of we started what we considered sort of a powder puff league. It was sort of designed for the wives, daughters, girlfriends, the females in our racing lives that sort of, if we were going to have a chance at selling how good this thing is to them, we thought, let's do this. Let's start a little league, little 305 sprint car league and get them out there. The amount of quality female racers that we got through that system, not to say that we made them, but the ones that came through and loved it. We had a mum who raced on her partner's rig and then went and got her own rig for Mother's Day, and then now runs one of the biggest Canadian NASCAR leagues in the sim. We had my friend's kids, 10 and 9 and 13, 10 and 13. They were quite young, but it is humbling being beaten by a 13-year-old girl in a sprint car in this game. So what I'm suggesting is
I
keep
bet it
working on
is.
it because I reckon give Riley a couple of more years and you might have a second sim set up next year when you'll have another Roberts going for that street stock title.
Yeah, yeah. I know Riley's not so much into the racing I mean, she likes the sim and all this,
Mm.
but my boy, man, let me tell you, he loves my real race car.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
as my picture on here shows, anytime he gets the chance to get in it and start the engine and go,
Oh,
anytime I'm working outside on it or we're letting
mm-hmm.
it run, he's inside with his little car running around doing laps. So if
Right.
anything, he might be the racer. But now if both of them want to get into it, of course I'm gonna do whatever I can to help them out. So
Definitely. No,
actually, Levi's here now. You want to say hello, Levi? Yeah, say hello.
well, if you can
So
hear me,
you got
Levi,
both of
g'day, buddy.
them. And
Um,
he's gone.
Yeah, but no, I was the same. I was the same as a kid. My mum and my stepdad both raced the street stock, and I remember just any chance I had to turn that thing on or to just give it a quick rev, or as I got a little bit older, reversing it off the trailer, driving it around the caravan park at the track, things like that. I never did get out on the track in it though. I think to rebel against my stepdad, I had to sort of go, no, I don't like race cars, even though I absolutely love them to this day. And be all stubborn. So I kind of wish I did. So yeah, no, definitely leave. I get behind that wheel, show Dad how it's done, my man. No, that's awesome. And likewise to everyone else, like it sounds dumb, but no, the easiest way to get that sort of not approval, but just to get that support in this strange little hobby that we do have is bring them in. You will be surprised how fun it can be. I know my kids. I had my little daughter. She had no interest in racing or race cars, but she just loved to be able to get behind the wheel of a sim and basically as far as she was concerned, drive a car type of thing. So it's accessible and it's fun. So make sure that you share it with everybody because you never know who's going to be good at it. I mean, look at guys like Josh and John Bent. No.
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm waiting for him to get back on and race side
Mm.
by side with because I'm starting to knock some cobwebs off. So I'm ready to sling some door panels at him.
Definitely. I can't wait to see some of those old school one-on-one battles again. I don't think we'll have too much longer to wait for those. All right, man, I will let you go wrap up your Tuesday night. Congratulations yet again. As I say, a week off, so we'll see you again on our screens in 2 weeks. I hope you enjoy Father's Day. I hope the old man also enjoys Father's Day, and everyone else in the family is happy and loved. And yeah, look, we'll talk soon. That was
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
terrible wrap up, but we're going to go with it. All right, brother.
That's all good. Well, have a good one.
You too, man. All right, that was Josh Roberts. I could talk with him all day. It's rare to get him in the booth, and we've had him in a couple of times this week. So I could talk with him all day. Good win, Josh, says KC McLean. Thomas Dennis, great win. Congratulations on your win, Josh. Good race, fellas. It was a good race. Dawson really coming back, got that second place finish. Just a really just a decision away from taking this series by the horns. Dawson is. It's going to be fun to watch. All right, well, we've got a week off, so we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. In fact, I'm going to remember to just turn my alarms off and turn them back on for that week. There we go. So I don't wake up early next weekend. All right. I will be live on Twitch throughout the week with Shrubgod, probably Griff the Merciless for my gaming stuff. But for the racing, that is us for 2 weeks. See you again in a fortnight, guys and girls. You know the drill. My name is Bob. Oh, Gara comes in right at the end. Hey, Gara, just wrapping up. You just missed us. But I appreciate you nonetheless. All right, guys and girls, thank you so much for coming out. Gar, obviously, KC McLean, Tom and Dennis. Who else do we have in the chat? I bet you it's reset, so I'm not going to see all the names. Alex Brother, Beth Vixen, Keller McKellen, Marky Mark. Who else we had? We had Thomas Dennis already said that one. Beth Vixen already said that one. What about the likes and shares? We had a lot. George McDonald, Josh Roberts, Mike Moniz, Thomas Dennis, Felser, Brad Hunt, Bad Brad Racing, Harper 32, Donald Cataray, Dawson Potter, and Michael Davis. Thank you so much, guys. Love you all. Do a raid, says Griff. Oh, he comes out of his little lurky shell, Griff the Merciless. All right, let's have a look. Let's just see. Look, let me have a look at Twitch. We'll see what's going on and we'll raid out. We'll send, I don't know how many Twitch viewers I actually have in this collected amount of viewers, but we will raid out. Signature Sports is doing some iRacing. What are they doing? He's at Las Vegas. All right, let's go over and check that out. We're going to go over to some trucks at the NASCAR Oval. Thank you for the follow, Epic Cows. What a cool name. All right. Let me just get this raid sorted. Thank you so much for coming out, everyone. We'll get a raid over to... will the raid work? I don't think the raid's going to work. Let's try that again. All right. Create a dashboard. Subscriber only chats. We can't raid him. Okay. Oh, no, we are allowed to. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching. Let's go check out Signature Sports and some more iRacing action. Thanks for watching, guys.
BobbethTV. Coming over to the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Jason with Signature Esports. How was your stream? Yeah. Welcome in, Raiders. I hope your stream was well. Thank you very much for bringing everybody over here. Just getting underway here. 18 laps complete. All green flag racing so far. Will Kern, the current race leader. Joey Jatita, Brandon Bankside.